silver or gold. Today, I'm gonna help you figure out which color hardware to choose for your designer handbag. Now, I'm going to be talking specifically about the Chanel Classic Flap, but this obviously applies to whatever bag you're interested in purchasing. So if you're on the fence between silver or gold, then make sure to keep watching because I'm going to go over all of the different pros and cons of silver versus gold and hopefully help you make a sound decision that you're happy with long term. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Lisa Gabrielle. I make videos on fashion and lifestyle and beauty and wellness and all sorts of stuff. So if you like that kind of content, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you can join the family. I'm also gonna leave my socials down below. I'm getting more active on Instagram and TikTok. So if you're curious, then make sure to check those out too. Okay, let's get into it. So these are my two Chanel bags. I have the wallet on a chain in the caviar leather in gold hardware, and I have the classic flap in the medium large size with silver hardware and also the caviar leather. And they're both obviously black. I feel like because I have both the silver and gold, I can talk about this topic from a position of knowledge per se, because I definitely went back and forth a lot as to whether I wanted to go for this one in gold. This was my first one and I knew 100% that I wanted gold, and at the time I thought that I would get, you know, eventually this one in gold too. But when push came to shove, I ended up going for silvers. So the first real difference between the gold hardware versus the silver hardware is the style that it exudes. The gold hardware is a lot more like classic, traditional. I think they were originally only made with the gold hardware, but I could be wrong. And so the gold, I mean, it obviously exudes like a very classic, timeless, kind of almost vintage feel because the gold itself is quite brilliant. Like, as you can see, it's a very yellow, bold kind of gold. Obviously beautiful, beautiful color. I love how gold it is because it's, you know, it's a Chanel bag. It's supposed to be wow. And so for me, like, I was like 100% hands down, I'm going for the gold. With the silver, it's definitely a lot more understated and a lot more like modern. I find the hardware is not as flashy or kind of like in your face. And if you want your bag to be like a little bit more subtle, and if you have like edgier style, I'd say like more of the modern kind of edgy style, then perhaps silver is the right choice for you. So that's the main difference style wise that I really wanted to highlight between the silver and the gold, is just like classic, vintage, timeless, and also timeless because it's a Chanel Classic Flap, but more modern, more edgy, more youthful, I feel. So the second thing that you're going to want to consider is your skin tone. And I know this might be a strange thing to be considering when you're picking a bag, but hear me out for a second. So you can either have a cool skin tone, a warm skin tone, or a neutral skin tone. What your skin tone is also going to like dictate what colors and what tones of clothing look good on you. Like a lot of the time, people with cooler skin tones like to wear silver jewelry and they like to wear more like blues and cooler colors, versus people with warm tones go more for like the olive greens and the gold jewelry, etc. So if you have cool skin, then maybe silver is the right choice for you. And if you have really warm skin, maybe gold is the right choice for you. And then if you're like me and you have neutral skin, you can do either. And it's totally a personal choice. Obviously, if you have cool skin tone and you want the gold, like go for the gold. But this is just something to consider, you know, as you're building your style and you're building your wardrobe. At the end of the day, like all of this is to make you look like the best you, right? It's not to like fit in or to wear what some Instagrammer's wearing. It's for your own enjoyment, you know? It's to bring out the best style and the best, like, to make you look the best. And so that's why I'm like, maybe consider your skin tone. Okay, so building off of that, consider what you already have. This can kind of work both ways because for some of you, you might want to build like difference in your wardrobe. So if you already have a lot of bags with like gold hardware, maybe you want to invest in a little bit of silver and just add some contrast. Or maybe you're a gold jewelry, gold hardware person 100% of the time and you just want to keep all of your wardrobe cohesive in that way. And if that's the case, then your life is very simple, and so enjoy that. But I know, like, for me, I was never like that because I've gone through phases. I've gone through really heavy phases, you guys. Like, when I was in high school, I remember silver was it. It was all about like Tiffany silver little like dog tag jewelry. Like, that was what everyone was obsessed with at the time. So like all of the jewelry that I got was like silver. I think maybe 5 years ago, it completely like 180 shifted for me, and I started just being obsessed with gold jewelry. Mind you, I think that that was like a wider trend, and a lot of people were wearing a lot of gold at that time, and so it was kind of like the thing to do. Now I feel like we're in kind of like limbo. Like, you can wear silver, you can wear gold. I'd say gold is still more popular, and I'll get to that point with the bags in a minute. If you go back and forth like me, then perhaps it would be a good idea to get what you don't already have, so you can add something different, you know. So that what I like to do, since I have both, is when I'm wearing warm tone outfits, I would 100% pick this over the silver 100% of the time. It just goes better. It's like, it's the same tone, and that's a huge part of my style personally. I think like when you match tones, it's just makes the look effortless. And when I want to wear cool toned outfits or add like just a little bit of edge, then I go for the silver. So it's really nice to have the versatility. So I guess just ask yourself, do you want to have versatility and have both silver and gold in your wardrobe to choose from depending on the tone of your outfits? Or do you want to make your life really easy and just pick one hardware that goes with everything, and you just always go for that one hardware color? Let me know what you guys think about that point. I'm curious if you are like me and you like having choice, you like having both, to have that kind of like versatility and the choice between silver and gold, or if you're like, okay, no, I'm a silver girl, I go silver all the way. I have friends that are like that, and I am jealous because it just makes your life a lot more simple, but at the same time, it's really fun to be able to like play. So it's really a personal choice, but let me know what you guys think. I'm curious. So another point to consider is the resale value of the bag. Funny enough, gold hardware tends to hold its value more than silver hardware on the resale market. Now, if you're buying your bag on a consignment store, like I did for this beautiful bag, then getting silver hardware is actually like a great way to get a discount. I think they're selling for about $1,000 cheaper than the gold hardware. Every time I look, that's about what I see. So I'd say if you're buying the bag new, don't go for silver hardware, because you can find a significant discount on the silver versus the gold on the resale market. Just know that if you're going for gold, you're going to be paying a pretty penny. It's just something to consider. It, you know, could be a factor for you. So, and then the final point, which I think is actually very important as well, is the color of the bag itself. You might not be like me. You might not just go for the black. You might get white or an actual color. The beige color is actually probably the second most popular after black. I think people normally go for gold when they go for the beige, just because the beige itself is a warm tone, unless it's a cool tone beige, because every season Chanel makes a new color. Perhaps one of the seasons that it's a cooler tone, it will look better with the silver. But it's also totally okay to contrast. Like, there's some really nice warm toned red Chanel flaps with like silver hardware, and I like that. I'm about that. But that's just my opinion, and if you disagree and you have that color combination and you love it, then obviously you're totally entitled to your own opinion, and you're probably rocking it. So go you. I mean, I think the color of the bag itself, obviously, it's gonna speak to you, you know? And maybe that's another easy part about getting a color, is like, it's a little bit easier when it comes to colored Chanel bags because you're not just working off of black. So I think it's a much bigger deal to choose between silver and gold when it comes to a black bag, because it's like the only pop of color, right? It's gonna make a bigger difference in the overall look of the bag when it's in black, because black is a neutral color. So those are all of my points. I hope that they helped you. I hope that you feel a little bit more empowered and ready to make your decision with whether or not you want to go with silver or gold hardware. Let me know in the comments what you do decide, and also just what your thoughts are on all of my points. I absolutely love having discussions with you guys in the comments, so please leave your thoughts, leave some love, give this video a like if you liked it, and don't forget to, of course, subscribe, ring the bell, and check out my other socials if that interests you. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.